Yes, everyone, good evening to you guys. This is Jay Randy here, and thank you for joining me this evening. This is Jay Randy here, and thank you so much for joining me this evening. Welcome again to another edition of the Jay Randy Show. As you can see here, where is that Jay Randy Show? All right, as you can see here, this is the Jay Randy Show. We are broadcasting on YouTube and on Facebook and on our blog page. So the choice is yours to select which one is going to be better for you. But before we begin, I want to do something that we did not finish up today. So if you're just joining me, I will be joining you guys in the next 20 to 30 minutes. But this is what I have for you guys. So let us finish this thing up that we started today.
To everyone.
I will join you guys shortly.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. Time and temperature right now is about 9:29, and the temperature is about 63 degrees Fahrenheit. And guys, again, I have a very short period of time here, so let's try to do the best we can, because 10 o'clock is our usual time. So do the best, get the video out there, share with your friends, and let's have a short conversation here. Good morning there again, Monju. Good morning to you there, Monju. As you know, Brother Monju, these guys running the campaign back home, the presidential candidates, they have not been on the message, which is very, very sad. And Liberians will be wasting their vote on people, on party that did not even give them a reason why they should vote. Why they should vote. Good morning there, Nettie Davis, Lost and Found. Glad to have you drop in today. So yes, Brother Moyu, as I was saying, from my observation, we are yet to see and hear from the politician what they actually going to do for the people of Liberia. Yes. Somebody calling me here. What they actually going to do for the people of Liberia. Excuse me there. We are yet to see. All we know, they take to the airways, they talk, but nothing convincing for the people as far as their left essential needs goes. There's nothing. There's nothing. So how can you vote for a political party that up to now having told you what they're going to be doing? And I'm glad that this election is really going to be one of the historical elections in our country. Why? Because every one of us that take to the social media to discuss what we think are the things that Liberian need. Where that noise coming from? Are you guys hearing that noise? Wow. Are you guys hearing that noise in the background? Something was just making that noise. Did you guys hear anything in the background? Mind you, did you hear any feedback from me in the background? Like a horn, like somebody blowing a horn, beep, beep. Did anybody hear that? Or it was just me hearing that? You heard that, Nettie David? You heard that? You heard that? Now you will believe that your phone can listen to you, right? So that was a download that I had, and I'll be sharing it with you guys. Yes, that was a download or something that I saved on my phone. I don't know how it just came out of play like that. I see that as a glitch. I see that as a glitch. I remember in 1998 in Ewing, New Jersey, I worked there as a software testing engineer. We're testing the software. That is a glitch. Yeah, that is a glitch. Yeah, that is a glitch. I see that as a glitch. That's something that Apple need to take care of. Yes. But anyway, that's one of the reasons why they can always ask you to give feedback on your phone. But that is a glitch. But anyway, I hope it doesn't repeat itself again, because if you're going into a loop after every certain time it come by again, that will not be cool. But anyway, that's what it is. But again, as I was saying, everyone that you guys are watching today in this election is going to be a very important learning moment for you guys. Because what I want you guys to understand from me is this. Every election, there are problems in the country or in any country. There are problems in the country, all right, that everyone needs to understand. From that problem, each politician needs to be able to identify the problem and be able to discuss the solution of the problem in order for the people to make a very profound decision. When you look at these politicians today, masquerading on social media and going from one community to another, and they have not been able to tell you what they have discovered as far as the challenges in the country, whether it is health, education, jobs. If they are not being able to tell the Liberian people statistically and what they plan on doing to solve those problems, instead they just telling you story, oh, you know, people are suffering here, people are doing this. That is very childish in nature and in context and on the political football field. It just goes to tell you that our politics within our democratic system of governance, as young as it is, especially the democratic process, where people have to go out there to convince their fellow Liberians to gain their vote, it still does not give them any reason to not identify the problem. Politics is about identifying problems, and then the politics will turn into policy that will begin to solve those problems. That is the format, that is the equation of being a member of a political party or a political aspirant. When you listen to somebody like Joseph Boakai, this man claimed to be in power for 45 years, along with Ellen for 12 years, a combined total of 57 years. And this man cannot even tell you what he sees as the problem in our country, what he managed to do during his time that provided some relief to the generation that were looking up to him when he was at LPMC, when he was at the Ministry of Agriculture as the minister. When he cannot tell you what he did in terms of finding solution to the problem, what should convince you that Joe Boakai breaking about 45 years in power, what should convince you that it means something? Absolutely nothing, my fellow Liberians. Absolutely nothing. Because Joe Boakai cannot even defend his own record before I would even say Ellen Johnson said it record. cannot defend his own record. Before I even say Eddie Johnson said his record. And this is the man that young people who believe that they got future in. Joe Boakai cannot tell you as agriculture minister what did he do in a role. What did he do in a role? What did he do in a role? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But you got the societal drop out of individuals. Yes, most of the guys are societal drop out that are hustling every day. By the time you come out, you see them coming on your feed to red crack. They are losers. Anyone who cannot tell their political leader the truth, they are losers. They are losers. They are losers. They are losers. And you will find them everywhere you go. You will find them. Because you know they themselves, they are willing to die behind a man that got no vision, that got no agenda, that got no trace of his past performance as to what he has done. And looking at them coming out with no plan, no agenda, no self-goal, they will pick those kind of people to be their role model. It's not like you, man. You are a young guy in the States, a software engineer, a businessman, a professional man. Nobody going to control you, man, to make decisions. You look at it analytically, you analyze it logically, and you make that informed decision as to why you decide to make that. But my brother, many of your friends, whether they're in the United States or in Europe, many young people, they will come to defend somebody that got no record, whether it is in the past, the present, before they can even think about the future. That's how embarrassing some of your brothers are. And most of them are between the age of 18 to 37 years old. They don't even have that understanding. They're lucky at a man who started working in government from the 70s. And that man cannot stand on any platform to tell them what he did. Even the man who played football behind the yard, today, when he sat among his friends or his children, he will tell them, say, yes, when I was growing up, I did XYZ. Joseph Boakai is not able to explain anything. That's how incompetent, that's how dull, that's how unprofessional Joseph Boakai is. It will be a calamity. It will be a disaster. It will be a catastrophic event. And God himself knows that Joseph Boakai does not have what it takes to be anything. I am only challenging Joseph Boakai on his record. That's what I'm doing here. Let Joseph Boakai tell me what he did when he served as resident manager at LPMC. What program did he put in place? How successful was that program? When he was given the ministerial position at the Ministry of Agriculture, what did Joseph Boakai do for that ministry? There were different functionaries of departments under that ministry. Joseph Boakai is unable to tell you. And the young people behind Joseph Boakai cannot even articulate anything about Joseph Boakai. Listen to all the platforms that support Joe Boakai. They are not telling you about Joe Boakai past experience. Politics is about bringing value to the position that you're seeking. But you know what? Joseph Boakai was only given that position by appointment. And that's why today, everywhere Joseph Boakai go to sit down, you know what Boakai will tell you guys? I was fired for political reason. How can one man in the history of our country tell you that all the position that was given to him, he was fired for political reason. Something fundamentally is not right when Joe Boakai telling you that Tobo fired him because of political reason. Don't fire him because of political reason. Eddie Johnson did not support him because of political reason. When he got denied in 2017, he said because of political reason, the Labrador did not accept him. When he got fired from LPRC by the late Dr. Sawyer, he said for political reason. That's how incompetent Joseph Boakai is. A very incompetent man. The only thing that Joseph Boakai is proud of is his age. That's the only thing that Joseph Boakai is proud of. That's the only thing that Joseph Boakai is proud of. How can you be in public service for 57 years and you cannot explain to anybody what you have done? That's the man that everything gonna be a man that will take the country somewhere. Something gotta be wrong with those people. I would rather take some of you guys to be the standard bearer of United Party than to take somebody like Joseph Boakai. The man is a living failure. A living failure. Don't see it like that. Don't be fooled by his age. Joseph Boakai got no experience about leadership. Nothing. The man was given ministry and agency to manage. And his record became very, very poor. That's the man you think can be president in our country? Something gotta be wrong with you guys. Something gotta be wrong with you guys. Joseph Boakai, who can Joseph Boakai actually convince? When you sit down and listen to Joseph Boakai, after what I'm telling you, that election is about identifying the issue and finding solution to the issue and telling the people the direction of the country. Joseph Boakai has been given so many opportunities. When he served as resident resident manager for LPMC, what Joseph Boakai did in that role? When he was given director for LPMC, what did Joseph Boakai do? Public campaigning for political position is about presenting yourself and your record to the people and telling them what you have done in the past and what is happening now. How can you use that past experience and begin to solve the problem that the people are facing today? And Joe Boakai is unable to do that, and that's the man you think going to be president in our country? Even the chicken and the cow, if they ask them to vote, they will not vote for Joe Boakai. They will not vote for Joe Boakai. You are looking at one of the oldest men in our political environment that is so incompetent that he had no category or skill to put on. When that man gets to the stage, what does he tell you? What does he tell you? What does he tell you? Absolutely nothing. You are looking at one of the oldest but not so smart men in the history of our country. And that person is Joe Boakai. That person is Joe Boakai. The old man is not smart at all. The man is not smart. How can you spend all the time in government and you cannot even articulate one thing? Even the youngest guy, I believe, is Clarence Monimba. He is telling the young people what he has done and why he should be given the opportunity. But when you look at a man who claimed to have 45 years of public service, he cannot even tell you what he did. And that's the kind of man in our modern era that Liberians are looking up to. These young guys behind Joe Boakai should be ashamed of themselves. But what do you know? Men of Fagon, a rejected stone, a drop-off individual who came to the country of one of the countries that provide opportunities. And he cannot strive in the society. You got another guy by the name of Stanton Witherspoon who told the American people that you and I as Liberians, we cannot compete. The only way we can become successful is to sell documents or steal or cheat. These are the people that are behind Joe Boakai. And you're thinking like, bro, got a better future to compete with Ghana and Nigeria. You guys are wasting your time. You guys are wasting your time. You guys are wasting your time. As a young man, you might want to find somebody else to be your role model. Not Joe Boakai. Not Joe Boakai. Joe Boakai is so incompetent that I don't know where to put him right now. I don't know where to put Joe Boakai. I don't know where to put him. Guys, let's be honest here. If I were to ask one of you guys right now to come and join me, and you over the age of 18, and you have work, or you have done something in your life, you will tell me, you will say, you know what, J. Randy, when I was little, I did this, I did that, I did this. You will be telling me about your personal timeline as to what you have done and what you have achieved. That will be your record. Do you know that Joe Boakai is not able to tell you anything like that? Joe Boakai cannot tell you anything like that. Joe Boakai is unable to tell you anything like that. Because he is a guy that came to the table with nothing, and nothing will he be going and leaving you guys with. And then you got the young guys then passing around. And they come here and say they want to support Joe Boakai. I cannot even trust my dog. I cannot trust my cat. I cannot trust the fly that fly around and the chicken that run in the backyard. I cannot trust those things with Joe Boakai. They men have been in government and public service for 57 years. And he is not able to tell you what he did at LPMC, LPRC, Ministry of Agriculture. Joseph Boakai is unable to tell you. That is the man you see people running behind. Let me tell you why people are behind Joe Boakai. There are many Liberians in a country called the United States that don't see a clear path to their future. And you know what they're thinking? If Dara Dillon can be senator, I'm going to support Joe Boakai. I'm going there with nothing. But I know that Liberian people on the ground will make him to be what he can be. And then I'm going to utilize that to benefit myself. That is how many of them are thinking. The second group of people, these are guys who have already failed. They failed already. The guy like Anthony Cassidy did. They failed already. There's nothing left now. And the only hope they got, the only hope is for Joe Boakai to be president. So they can enjoy the remaining part of their life. And then the third category of people, that's the one we need to feel sorry for. These are the blind loyalists. They are still young, but they don't know what they're getting into is going to destroy their generation to come. And not to mention, I don't want to add a number to the list of the three, but the criminals. The criminals. Stanton Witherspoon is someone that America does not value anymore. He cannot get a government job. He cannot sit on a jury. There is nothing that Stanton Witherspoon can do in the country that many people are entitled to do. And that is the man that Joe Boakai is, accepting on his campaign team. If I cannot tell you anything else to convince you, Joe Boakai is taking a criminal that the world in America know. There is nowhere you will go and tap in Joe Boakai, or tap in Stanton name that will not come out and give you result of a guy who sells fraudulent document. That's the man you're bringing into Joe Boakai camp. Let me give you guys the example here. It's not going to happen, but I just want to make sure that you guys understand my point. Stanton Witherspoon selling fake credentials in a country that got a very good system of record keeping and tracking. What if in your dream, Joe Boakai win? In your dream now. And Stanton Witherspoon decide to work in the government. Passport gold will be sold to people. Because that's what he does. Every important information will be sold to people. Because Satan will know that he got no chance in America yet. And when he gets to Liberia, he's going to introduce one of the biggest scams in a government. Are you guys willing to put the country in a risk? Is that what you guys want to do? Because nobody's speaking up. Joseph Boakai, he said, not coming out to say anything. President Obama in 2008 flew to Philadelphia and told the American people about Jeremiah Wright. Reverend Jeremiah Wright was Obama's religious father. But the way he started conducting himself, Obama came to Philadelphia and denounced Reverend Jeremiah Wright's bad behavior. And I remember that fateful evening sitting down on my little couch, Obama said, I can no longer accept what Reverend Wright is doing. And with that, I have to let him go. Have you ever heard Joe Boakai coming out to condemn Stanton Witherspoon? Absolutely not. Thank you very much for watching from Ghana. Nothing. So Joe Boakai is inviting criminals. He's inviting crooks. He's inviting people who exploit young girls and the more ali them. Rapper pilot then taking all their pens and on live social media and showing their penis. These are the kind of asset or evil that Joe Boakai is bringing. 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 That Joe Boakai is bringing to the country. Those are the people that he's bringing. People with no character. And some of you guys sitting down here, there's nothing wrong with you being a failure in life. You can travel to any country, you fail yourself. You did not achieve or acquire what you wanted. It's okay. What is not okay is to look at someone who is coming with a destructive mind, incompetent strength, and say that, oh, because of myself. Because most of you guys are only doing it for yourself. It's not for the people of Liberia. You're doing it for yourself. If you're running away from your personal achievement and you're running to Joe Boakai, you are not running because of other people who depend on you. No. You are running away from the path that you have set for yourself because you are unable to accomplish that mission. That is why you're running to go to support somebody who is incorporating and integrating criminals in his environment. That's what most of you guys are doing here. That's what most of you guys are doing. You need to challenge yourself. Every one of you guys that live in the women world, when you go apply for a job, when somebody asks you to tell them about yourself, don't you start by saying things about yourself, your personal goal, your achievement. You got a man they call Joe Boakai. You know what? I'm not surprised that Joe Boakai keeping relationship with Stanton Witherspoon. Because Joe Boakai himself, he's so fake and sick better good to business people back in his own county. Joseph Boakai, growing up as a young man, took a sick better good and went and lied to a Fuda man. He essentially faked the Fuda man. When the goat was seen by the Fuda man, and the man said the goat is sick, and therefore I cannot buy it. Telling you go to the store, you see some fruit, you feel it, you look at it, you say, the fruit are looking good. And then you move on to the next one. Joseph Boakai took a sick better goat and went to a Fuda businessman and told the Fuda businessman, I'm here to sell the goat. The man came outside as a potential buyer and saw the goat. The goat wasn't well. The man told Boakai, the goat is not well. And Boakai went back home. You know what he did? He went and got a bucket of water and dumped in that bucket of water 1 bag of salt. Those small salt. And the bitter goat drank that water. And the God got swollen up. Joseph Boakai went back to that businessman, knowing very well that it was the same sick bitter goat. And you know what he did this time? He called his brother and said, let's go and trick the food businessman. That was dishonesty in itself. And he walked up to the businessman, the food businessman, and the man came outside and looked at the goat. Not that he didn't know, he knew. But he wanted to test the sincerity of Joe Boakai. And then he asked Joe Boakai, are you sure this is a different goat, as you just told me? Joe Boakai looked in that man's face on that fateful day with God looking down from heaven and his brother standing next to him. And Joseph Boakai lied to that man and said, no, it's not the same bitter goat. It's a different one. And you know how we managed to get this story? After Joseph Boakai has committed that deception, he came right back on Costa's show and made that open revelation. When I look at that man and I heard that man explain that story, do you think I'm surprised today that Joseph Boakai is keeping Stanton Witherspoon in a corner? Because Joseph Boakai himself is a fake man. That's why he's keeping Stanton with him. Because they all got planned to derail the country. To derail the country. All got planned. And that's the man that people behind today. Look at somebody that born naked. The man who, when you listen to his story, it put chill bump on your skin. That is the man today. And you guys are behind. That is the man today that is also behind Joe Boakai, and you guys are supporting those people. People who deny other people of life. Prince Johnson denied people of life, liberty, and happiness. Is in Joe Boakai camp. Born naked deny young babies life, liberty. Stanton Witherspoon decided to deny other people the right to compete. What can I say here now, folks, about Joe Boakai? What can I say here now about Joe Boakai? This man is trying to take the country back beyond the 12 years into the dungeon of where we were before. He is bringing in people who will start to do things that will take the country back. He is bringing in dangerous people. We thought we had put danger behind us. We thought we had forgotten about Prince Johnson, General Born Naked. We thought what the American people did here to stand on Witherspoon. We thought that we were going forward. But Joe Boakai is telling you that I am bringing all these people back. That is the axis of evil that Joe Boakai is trying to bring. He's breeding them now. He is breeding them. When these people come and test power, it only takes one democratic right to go out and protest or challenge them. They will, in less than.
All right. In less than 1 year, they will turn the country upside down. They will change things around for the worst. Let me say a big thank you to this Randy guy here. He did extremely well. Yes, he did extremely well. I don't know, the guy in the morning and the guy here, I don't know who look a little bit better than their friend, but I think I look cool than this guy right here. I don't know what you guys think, but I think I look cooler than this guy right here. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here. My name is J. Randy, and this is my brother over there, J. Randy too. And both of us, we are in this political campaign here to make sure that the Liberian people get the message in order for them to make a very informed decision as we already always do on the platform. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Tonight we got a lineup for you. Let me go down the horn here and see. Anyway, Mr. Randolph or Mr. Randy, whatever your name is, my friend, we'll have to remove you now. Let me take charge now. All right. So we have a long list of things coming out here for you tonight. But before we do, let us just welcome you guys to the platform here. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to my platform. And again, my name is J. Randy. This is my show, and the objective of the show here is to provide knowledge to my fellow Liberians, help them in order for them to be able to make an informed decision. And then if you want to follow me on the Vera page, these are the pages of your selection or option. Choose any one of your choice. That will be up to you and stuff like that. Let me come back up here again and say hello to every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Pamboto, are you here? I forgot to add the announcement on here for the show, but again, I would just like to say that verbally to every one of you guys. Thank you for joining me here. Again, on the platform, we welcome everyone to come here and express themselves, but we don't believe in combative comments. We don't believe in profanity. You can disagree with J. Randy all you want, but do that in a very respectful way. But if you come and become very combative using strong profanity or any sort of profanity, I will let you go. My goal here is not to bring plenty people here. No. We have had many generations of people in our country, and nothing has changed as far as every one of us is concerned. So all we ask you on the platform is to be very civil, discuss the issue, and let's be very friendly. You can come here with your Boakai idea. My challenge to people who support Boakai, if you can tell me what Boakai told you that he did in his past role and position he served, we can have a conversation. If I tell you that Boakai is unable to prove to the Liberian people that what he claims in terms of years of experience but cannot defend, then we got a problem, and I would disagree with Boakai, and I also disagree with you. If I say the president of Liberia got a message for the people, I want to be very sure, not only by saying it, just how I listen to Boakai making no sense, that's how I think we all should listen to the president when he is telling us what he has accomplished and why he needs a second chance. These are fundamental, on the wall, bullet point of issue that we should be looking forward to when our leader speak to us and the people out there. But when somebody come out and start to tell spider story, it doesn't stick for me, it doesn't add up for me. Leadership is about changing communities, changing the life of the people, and giving them a sense and reason that they can look forward to a better future. So again, guys, welcome to the show. Tonight, we are going to analyze James Salinsa Diba. He had the crossover to President George Manuel Weah and the CDC government. We'd like to understand why. There's nothing wrong with somebody leaving from one party to another. What we should be concerned about is the why. Why did he leave? But before we get into that conversation, I want to remind you again that there's a gentleman in this country called Stanton Witherspoon. He's a crook, he's a criminal. But we'll talk about that perhaps at the end of the show. So let's now get into the curtain raiser here and bring on Mr. James Salinsa Diba and listen to what Mr. Diba has to say. We are now going to play the tape in its entirety, We are not going to just allow the audio to play, but we are going to analyze what he has to say and make some logical understanding of what he said already. This platform, we are not here to entertain you, but rather we are here to provide education. And our education is driven through a very calculative and well organized sense of breaking things down to your own understanding. That's what we do here. I am a professional person who help and educate people. My goal is to be able to help and educate people. So let's listen here a little bit here. Let me just get off the screen.
Because we are going to put these elections to bed in the first round on the basis of the development record of His Excellency Dr. George Malia. On that note, let me part ways with you and let me give the same.
Apologize for that. So as I was saying before the little pause, this platform is meant to educate anyone who is interested in discussing public or private issue with a sense of being an added value to the conversation and with the ability to articulate the issue based on the understanding. And that is why I see this platform as a classroom, not a stadium that comes with thousands of people. No. Universities, colleges, high school, in every classroom, you don't have thousands of people there. But these people who come from the classrooms, when they go out into the world, they become leaders. And that's what we do here. There are many times on the platform that we have said things that came to fruition and came to pass. And that's why we always, I will always feel the need to come here and help every one of you guys. So in short, let us respect each other here so that we can discuss. I have said from the beginning of this year, most especially the end of July, early August, prior to the start of the election campaign, I told many Liberians that this election, it comes with two things. One side are the candidates, whether it is the president or the opposition. The other side is the issue. And then in the middle comes the Liberian people. The Liberian people will look to their left and look at all the candidates. And then they will look to their right and look at all the issue and begin to listen to each politician, including the president, how they're going to address the various issue and what solution are they going to take. Those are the fundamental approach of solving problem or problem solving method that we look forward to. We don't believe in coming here with political gossip, political this. No. And that is why the platform, we will always defend the platform to make sure that we make sense. So today, Jane Diba is here. Let me just lower the thing here so you can see him very big here. Today, Jane Diba is here. There's nothing wrong or illegal about anybody leaving one political party to another. There's absolutely nothing wrong. What become my concern is what is the purpose of that individual crossing over to the party? What is the purpose? That is what matters to me. And that is what we need to understand from having this conversation here. So we want to understand the character of Jane Diba. We want to understand why he decided to do what he wants to do. That's what we want to understand. That's what we want to understand here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So without delay, let's start the ball rolling. We are going to listen to the question that will be asked of James Diba, and as he expand in explaining, we will also do an oral voice by providing our analysis. So let's get the ball rolling here quickly.
An opportunity to speak to the Liberian people and to speak about the support for the president. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you, Kanu Bala. That was Councilor Kanu Bala.
And by the way, let me just bring myself up here. By the way, I'm so connected to Liberia, and I can say I'm so fortunate when I was in Liberia to live in a community where I got to see many people, including President Weah. And that community is the 12th Street community. 12th Street community was like an equidistant, like 12 plus 12, 24, going down to the old road side. 12 plus 12 is another 24, going down to Broad Street, down to Slipway. That's how lucky and blessed I was in Liberia. Why am I saying this? This guy you see where they call James Sadinsa Diba, he used to live in what we call the Fiama Belt, between 16th to 24th Street. He used to live in that area. And oftentimes they used to come once in a while to play on Tottenham Hatfield. Likewise, the guys then from Newtown used to come. Likewise, the guys then from Claratown, Young Survivor, the president, they used to come and play on 12th Street. And as a big community with the Tottenham Hatfield that were very accessible in that area, I had the opportunity to meet most of the guys. Whenever you see Jean Salinsa Diva, I'm going to tell you how to call him or what to say, and then he will look by and ask you where you know that name from. One of his nicknames is called Sue. Whenever you see him, just say Sue. He will ask you where you learn that name from. And you'll know when J. Randy says something, it's true. Anytime you see Jean Diba, just tell him, say Sue. I remember when we had a radio program back in the days before Facebook Live, he was on the radio and we were having conversation. And then when I got on the phone to talk, I said, Sweet. He said, who's that guy? Who's that guy? I want you to think about it this way, like maybe you have a childhood name. Maybe it came from your mom, your dad, your uncle, or perhaps your friend gave you a childhood name. And after a very long period of years, somebody, while you're in the prime of your life, and somebody come and call that name, you know that your entire body will come to itself and say, what? That person is not yesterday friend, it's not today friend. It's a way back friend. So that was what happened. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. So let's listen to James Diba here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into our analysis here and let's listen to James Diba here.
Spokesperson of the We Are Taylor 2023 campaign committee. So, as earlier intimated by Dionysius, we'll have Liberia's most celebrated soccer star, James Alinsa Diba, as our guest today. He'll be giving us reasons why he's now crossed over. He's on the 18th Street as one of us. And so he's been giving us reasons why he supports the president, and we'll have a really great conversation. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure having me. Thank you so much.
Okay. So as we normally,
Let me just hold this there. And one thing I forgot to do here, let me just say hi to a few people here. All right. Let me say hi to a few people here. Let me say hi to a very good friend of mine. Yes, a very, very good friend of mine. His name is Ellie P. If you're looking on the Facebook list of friends, Eddie P or Eddie Phillips, let me tell you about Eddie Phillips. Let me tell you about Eddie Phillips. I often hear people say, CDC, Daha, we are sharing. I'm going to make sure that I distant above the rest. Eddie Phillips, you know what the guy had done for me? From the day I came on Facebook Live in 2017, from the day I came on Facebook Live, Ellie Philip took one of my photo and make that his profile. And up to today, he still has his profile back picture. Just how you see the frame behind me here? That's what Ellie Philip has done. And you know why Ellie Philip did that? Because he said he had never seen anybody that articulated the issue for George Weah. That's what he said. So he continued to maintain that profile. I had never met Ellie before. We only started knowing each other before Facebook Live. I didn't know how he used to look, neither does he. But he just came on today, and he's from Liberia. He is one of the pioneers supporter of CDC. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would please ask that you say hi to my friend, my brother, Ellie Philip. Very, very strong sedition. So, Ellie, in the public manner and in the presence of my viewers here, I would like to say thank you for that respect that you have for me. I cannot express this in any shape or form but to say thank you for believing in what I do. And all I can ask is that God continue to bless you and your family. And folks, I wanted to make that very clear to you guys. That commitment bring about trust. I may not have everything in the world to get to Eddie Phillips, but his commitment is all I ask that God will continue to reward him. So thank you very much, Eddie. Let me progress here, guys. All right? All right. So let's get back to James Diba here. All right? Let's get the ball rolling.
On the show, we would like you to say something about yourself. I know Diba, I follow him, I saw him play, whether at home or abroad, but for the first time voters, for example.
I'm James Salimsa Deba, former player of the national team, played a vast number of years, approximately 18 years to be exact. And I had the opportunity to go professional, apply my career in France with notably teams at Paris Saint-Germain, AS Monaco, Olympique Lyonnais. Yes, and briefly, I transitioned to Royal Sporting Club de Anderlecht in Belgium, and I came back to France. So yeah, that's the story of my career.
Okay. Now then, you branched into politics in 2005. For the record, you did not support the presidential ambition of George Weah, and
Yes.
Maybe I make this disclaimer that along the show I will say George Weah, in no disrespect to him, because his brother Diba is here, so we'd like to take off at least the titles more and just So you didn't support George Weah in 2005, 2011. You didn't.
Guys, I want to congratulate. Oftentimes I often say some crap about the journalists, but I really applaud the journalist that's asking Diba the question. There is something we call just floating into the conversation. You will observe that the journalist said he used the name George Weah, and then later on his mind instantaneously said, no, you got to make that the title. But then he did acknowledge the title that, President Weah, but how they call it, said George Weah. And I don't think when it comes to what I would describe as gentleman talk, with all due respect to the president and the title, I think he understands the population and the people that he's served. There are times that you meet people somewhere, and based on your acquaintance, you can say, look, just call me this, just call me that. So I must applaud the journalist for making such a remark. But I'm sure the president will understand when the name George Weah is being used, because that is the most affectionate name that he loved for people to call him. So when you hear the journalist saying, George Weah, that is what we call gentleman talk. That is what we call football talk. And by the way, Liberia by default, we are people that just love to create our own slangs and do things the way. As long as it's no profanity, the president will understand, and you guys out here will understand. So the name President Weah will be described in this conversation, I believe, as Josh Weir. No respect is just what I describe as gentleman conversation. All right? So let's listen here more.
Didn't support him. 2014, you didn't support him.
Yeah.
2017, you didn't support him. Why now have you decided to move to 18th Street?
It's clear, it's evident. You know, it has nothing to do with, a lot of people are presuming that my endorsement of the president was based on a quid pro quo kind of situation, give and take. No, that is not the case. I endorse the president based on what I have seen and what he has accomplished in a relatively short period. Listen, I've been in the opposition bloc for approximately 18 years, a certified opposition. I would have stayed with the opposition. You quote me or not, I would have stayed with the opposition, but look what is unfolding. Look at the division. I stood with Councillor Bronsky for a vast number of...
Let me hold it right there, because we have to be very specific here. James Diba had been a very eloquent guy, a very sharp, brilliant guy, and I think as he aged on after the life of soccer or football, he continued to maintain his composure, he continued to measure himself. When you listen to James Diba giving you reason why he decided to support Josh Weir, I don't want you to miss out on his reasons. One of the reasons he just gave, within a short period of time, what is that short period of time? Just under 5.5 years. He just told us that the accomplishment of the president. So he had already set the tone. It's like somebody going to kick the ball during a penalty shootout, put the ball down and just walk by a little bit. And especially during a very heated game, you say, that guy what they want going to take the penalty. So he had taken the ball, put it in the area of where the ball is supposed to be. Politically, he just told us that the president has made great gain over the few years or the short period of time, and I want the reason why he is switching over. And more, in addition to that, he said he defined himself. He said, look, I have been in the opposition. And he did not just say it like that, but he quantified it, he qualified it, he nailed it on the wall and said, I have been what? A certified opposition. That means that he's putting himself in a bracket that is so supreme among the good for nothing flaccagees guardian. But what I want you to understand before we progress into this, there is a reason that he is crossing over. And the hint he gave us, the president have made gain within a few years. That is so defined. That is so specific. That is a reason driven. Not like other people then who get together and say, oh, because the president did not give me a job, I'm going to go join the other party. Those guys are seasonal supporter. You see, right now we're entering into fall right now. In Liberia, there can be a time where the leaf can start falling off the tree. In America, yeah, they call it the fall season. All the leaves will start falling. People who behave like that, we call them seasonal partisan. This guy called James Diba, the way he defining himself, establishing himself, that gave reason why he's switching over, is squarely based on observation. Is based on data. And what did I say about data here? Data, other people say data, but I would say data. Data drive decision making. Data drive decision making. If you have a team of 22 players and in the past league the team did not do too well, you're going to look among the players and see who you can bring in, who you can let go. Because the statistics is based on the data that you look at and say, I think the statistics we have, the data is not really giving us better statistics or result. Let's find something else. So Diba, as a measure person, he saw what the president has done as a certified opposition, and now is convinced that I think this is the route. Now, the second part that he's coming into now, he's trying to tell you that in how much that I am a certified opposition, there is something that is in the opposition. That as a guy who believes in tangible, who believes in deliverable, who believes in consistency, that thing is not happening. Let's listen to Deba here right now.
years because I believe in those convictions and what he has accomplished and what he stood for. I'm not seeing it anymore. The Liberty Party, everybody knows, it's no secret. I am of the Liberty Party extraction. And there is no such thing now as the Liberty Party. The Liberty Party has become fashionable. There's a Yomli Kangas group. There's the Musa Village group.
Let me hold you guys down there. When he talked about the Liberty Party have become a factional party, it had become a dissected party. How many of you guys remember during the 1989 or the Liberian Civil Crisis? You had IMPFL, you had MPFL, you had Unimo K, you had Unimo J. None of them won the war, right? They all succumbed to Taylor and the other forces. Now, in how much Prince Johnson left Taylor, in how much Unimo J split, they did not gain anything. So Diba is integrating that mindset that when you have a party that was united under the late Charles Walker Bronsky, now that he's dead and gone, we have two different political warring factions. He's saying to you, this is not why I joined. Remember, this man is coming from a football background. Most of the words that we use in the corporate world today, it comes from the game of sport, football, soccer, basketball, and that is called teamwork. Diba believes that in order for Liberty Party to be a recognized party, there must be a Liberty Party as a unit. But when he started to see Nnamdi Kanga running this way, the daughter of Charles Bronsky running this way, he's like, no, this thing not correct. If I stay here, I'm not a referee to say Nnamdi Kanga Liberty Party, Charlene Bronsky Liberty Party. I'm not a referee. I am a certified member here. But if these people are going in two different ways, it put me at risk as an individual. What about you guys? Will you want to be in that situation today? Absolutely not. And those are the reasons that Deborah is giving here today, and that is why I'm here to make sure that we analyze that. So he's giving reason. What you guys often say here, Chinua Achebe, one of the greatest, or how they call it, or writer of our time when we were growing up. I'm not talking about you guys now, maybe a few of you guys. But he was a very good writer of our time. He said, when the center cannot hold, all hell will break loose. I'm just trying to paraphrase that. Let's listen to Deborah here again, folks.
And see, these are two people that I'm very close proximity with, people I'm very much familiar with. I can't take side with none of them. It's unfortunate. I can't go on the Musa Village side, Yomli Kanga on the other end with Fee Disenchanter, because she and I will have a long history.
Because he believed, you see, Sanisa Diba believed in bringing people together and not dividing people. You know who does that? A leader. You know who does that? Somebody who plays on a team. So you see, there is something we call your second conscience. Whatever Diba is saying that I got Nnamdi Kanga here, we establish a good relationship when we were together. I got Musa Belete here, we established a good relationship when we were together. That was a formidable team. But when people leave that unity and start to go after greed, it violates, right now Diba, it violates his principle that he is guided by in life. You see, we as human beings, we are guided by laws, regulation, policy, but as individual, those are all who came out, or every one of you guys that grew up with your parents, they taught you about what? Personal ethics, moral standard. Diba does not believe that as an organization that came together as a team. Nnamdi Kanga going away, Musa Belete going away. He said, these are good people. I cannot go this way, I cannot go this way. But it decides to go both ways, opposite direction, then I just have to leave. And what you think will be the root cause of Diba leaving? The dismemberment of the party. That is the root cause here. So if you are ever asked why James Salisa Diba left Liberty Party being a certified opposition, tell them the root cause is the breaking away of the party into two pieces. That is the root cause. Because prior to the breaking of the party, Salisa Diba on a child Walker Bronsky for 18 years was with the party. And Liberty Party was never broken. You follow me there, folks? That's what we do on this platform. That's what we do on the platform. All right? So let us know Diba here more.
Together. And I can't go to Yamdukanda because Musa Ability will feel the same. Musa Ability was my boss.
Yes,
at the LFA.
Yeah.
He gave him a break
to coach the national team.
Exactly. It was under his tenureship I was given the opportunity to go to England and perfect what I learned.
Let me hold it right there. Right now, he's trying to tell you now, aside from politics, aside from law, regulation, Deba is showing you his commitment to his personal discipline and ethical behavior. You see, there are some people who are dishonest. Like guy that Eugene Fagon, they are dishonest. Like guy that Stanton Witherspoon, the criminal who they put brought in this country here, is dishonest to the American people. Then what you think he will say to the Liberian people? He can't tell them the truth. But what the two guys I just mentioned are doing is because they don't have that personal discipline. They don't have that commitment. But you see, when Diba say, I cannot forsake Musa ability because of what he did for me, that is what we call commitment to the good that somebody do for you. You see, God Fagon, who sat in the country here, Fagon never went anywhere but in a car dealership. You know how sometimes when you go to the car dealership or you go to any store, the five people that always greet you, hi, how may I help you? And you know, if you have any question, let me know. Then they go to stand somewhere that they're looking at something, but they're trying to watch you to see where you call them for help. That's the only job that Fagon did in the country here. When he was a car salesman, he did not run any information on anybody. Fagon was only there in Johnson City, Tennessee. When they put on buy a car, they say, Mama, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, let me know if you want something. Irrespective of that, George Weah, like I said, we just call him George Weah here now because this is gentleman talk. George Weah / President Weah took upon himself and brought a guy called Eugene Fagon that came with no value but a stock, a doctoral foot of liability. When Fagon went to Liberia, he came with a doctoral foot of liability. And we are brought him and said he read down. Boom! The man came with trouble. And that trouble was no experience. You think I'm lying? Send the man came the time, you're not seeing working? When last Eugene Fagon ever show you any picture that he working? Somebody tell me say he's sleeping on somebody's living room chair. President, we have brought that man took that man to Liberia. And what did he do? He embarrassed the president instead of being there. Let's come back to James Deba here. Deba just told you and I, the party of the Liberty, or the Liberty Party, split into two. There are good people that he saw because they offered the opposition, that he respected, but they both went separate ways. And when he looked this way, he sees somebody that he respect. He looked the way, he sees somebody he respect. And in order to not hurt both of them feelings, he decided to take an exit to go across. And you know what he teaching them? If both of you guys cannot bring the party back together, you're on your own. And if anybody should ask me, where am I going? I'm not going to Unity Party. I'm going to CDC. And you know what I'm going there for? Unity Party was there for 12 years. And I didn't see anything they did. CDC had been there for just 6 years. And look what they had accomplished. And that is the reason why I am going there. It got nothing to do with why or whether he and George we are there, reality or not. Remember, it's not reality. It was based on deliverable and tangible that Sadinsa was looking for. Had it been for relative, like cousin, long time that man would have been in a party long time. Long time. But he said to Joshua, I will challenge you. Do what you can do. And convince me. And we are said for real? Yes. And that's what happened. The lesson that we learn here tonight is no matter who disagree with you, prove that you can do what that person is in doubt of you. Because the person who is in doubt of you, don't take them to be your enemy. Take them to be your challenger. And say to yourself, I will bring you over. If you need result, I will give you the result that you need and will bring you over. When Sadinsa decided to leave Liberty Party, CDC was right here. And then Unity Party was right here. Guess what he did? He said, Unity Party, I see you over there. CDC, I see you over there. I'm going to CDC. Then that decision was based on the tangible that he's talking about here. Are you guys following me on this here? This is what we do on the platform. We're not like Stanton Witherspoon who sold degree. We are not like Stanton Witherspoon who is just a mere certificate holder. We are not like that. We provide you with what we call analytical breakdown or analysis of things. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. The women in the country believe in our skills because they are the one who provided all the education. And everything they gave us, we passed through that successfully. And that's why they brought us here. And that's why they hire us to work for them. So when we come on the platform, thank God for every one of you guys that believe in what I just said because you're doing the same thing out there in your own capacity. There used to be a guy they call Maurice Clement. I think my man Eddie Fede is still watching. Maurice Clement always used to call back in the days and he would tell the people then, I'm a representative in my own right. Let me just apply that to what I just said here. Those of us in America here that don't believe in shortcuts, like Stanton Witherspoon, that the FBI respect, that the court system highly respect, in our own ways, we try to do things the right way. When you look at Sadinsa making that decision, it was based on the fact that Mr. Weir did everything possible to get him convinced. Let me progress here, folks.
You see, so if I go on the side of John Bikanga, I'll be doing a great deal of it. I'll be doing a great deal of injustice to Musa Belli. So I decided to stand aloof. I would have stayed with the opposition. You can quote me on there. Had it been Joseph Boakai and Alexander Cummings ticket. No.
That's a valid point there. That is a valid point. Had it been for what? Joseph Boakai and Alexander Cummings. Now you see how logical, you see, football player, that's why you see when George Weah tell you sometime that when I fall down on the field and people laughing or when they fire me, they think I will not get out as a striker. One thing you must learn to understand, there are certain professions that don't easily get into other activities. But if they do get into that activities, and based on the challenges of that career, those people will start to think faster than the normal people who are in that career. You see, football players, they are using seconds to score a goal, to stop a goal, or to get a ball running. Their mind works faster. Everything in football is about speed, control. When you get guys like Sadinsa telling you that if Alexander Cummings had joined with Joe Boakai, I was going to remain. Let me break it down for you. The Alexander Cummings and the Joe Boakai, they are the second root cause of why Diba left. Why you think he brought the two people in? Because they are the cause for Liberty Party to break away. Nombi Kanga is where? We're good for nothing Joe Boakai. Charlie Bronski is where? To Joseph Karaku. These two people messed the party up. And Diba is saying to himself, if these guys were together, then we have a political team. CDC versus the CPP. But if these guys break apart, then me as a former soccer player, I don't see a team here. But I only see one stand-up team out there. And that is the CDC team. And what made me think, so I'm trying to emulate Diba now. What made me think that if I go to Joe Boakai, they will not split over there? What made me think if I go to Joseph Kreku, they will not split over there? But the consistency of CDC for 18 years, 12 years in opposition, 6 years in power, I think I can better settle for that over there. And that's what he did here. We must commend this guy because his decision is based on data. And the data he's giving you is not an opinion, but a facts. It filled with facts. There's no way that somebody says it's an opinion here. No. He's giving you reason. These two guys split. I cannot go either way. They broke my heart. I left. And I'm leaving to go to this party because I feel that this party had done more in a short period of time compared to the 12 years that Eddie has spent. That's what he said. Then, he's also telling you that I could have stayed if Boakai and Kwame were together. What Deba is telling us here, the opposition are greedy set of people. That's why he's telling us here. They are greedy set of people. That is what he's telling us here. That because of power greed, because of creating faction and money, because what they had done exactly what Unimo K and Unimo J did. They had done exactly what Lofa Defense 4 did. They had done exactly what the LPC did during the war against Taylor. You were having warring faction here and there, and none of them succeeded. Diba is not stupid. He's looking at what happened in the past that broke the country down and did not use anything, and now he's seeing the same fashionable behavior in politics. He's like, got to go. All right? All right. So,
No doubt, I will endorse that without any hesitation. But when the split came in the Liberty Party, and my brother, my cousin called me, he said, look, I understood why you didn't support me over the years. Because you've been with Councilor Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson was my father figure, was my benefactor over the years. When I lost both my parents during the war, Charles Bronson was there. When he decided to contest the first election, the first two individuals he called was my cousin George Weah and I. We were in Dubai at the time, playing for Al Jazeera. And we agreed to support it. After the vacation, we came down, we had the first meeting in Ghana. We endorsed it. We had a second meeting at Golden Gate. I don't know which one's Golden Gate, which one's Golden Key. The one at King Gate is
Golden Key. That's Golden Key.
Yeah. So, yeah, we agreed. We had a second meeting. We agreed. But for some reason, the president, took another side. And I don't disagree with him because he has a lot of ambition. And so that's the story. In short, that's the story. But I had nothing against him. But I stood with Councilor Bronson over the years because he was like a father figure for me. Councilor Bronson is no longer in the picture. After his demise, the president called me. He said, look, I understand your case. You've been with Councilor Bronson for all these years. But Councilor Bronson is no longer in the picture. I want you to come and support me. You have seen the tangibles. You have seen the development I'm undertaking. When he approached me, no doubt, I agree. And looking at how the Liberty Party has become fashionable, with no hesitation, I agree. I agree to support him. And based on his present accomplishment, based on what he has done, look around us. Look at the tangibles. Look at the road construction, paying a wise fee. I mean, the man has done a lot in a relatively short period.
So are you surprised?
That's it right there. And that's why Liberia, you see, when I be asking you guys who support Joe Boakai, what can you say about Joe Boakai? This guy right here. I may not be the one you may agree with. But this guy they call Jim Diba, he is answering the question that I always ask of Joe Boakai. there must be a reason why you should support a political candidate. Those of you that support Barcelona today, I see many of you guys wearing Real Madrid, Barcelona jersey. When you wear that jersey as a fan, an unofficial fan, or let's just forget about unofficial and just make you a fan. As a fan of Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, whatever team you support, when you get into a circle of other Liberians that support the other club, how do you defend your team? When it comes to the championship title, you say, well, Real Madrid, you guys have carried more championship, but at least we got some too. Y'all have won the y'all have won the local league. We have won the local league. You are essentially giving reason that the team has done that make you to be a proud fan. Take that idea, put it behind Joseph Boakai. But when you listen to James Diba telling you that I am convinced that what the president has done, take a look around. He's been around for a long time. He was a celebrity player. He saw disenchanted communities. He saw bad rules. He has seen everything as a celebrity soccer player back in the days. But when he looked today and see how the president is moving the needle a little bit, he can tell the difference. He can tell the difference. There is something in mathematics we call translation. All right? Let me give you guys an example here. Translation is like this. Something in mathematics is called translation. That translation is a geometric way of saying this. All right? So you got A, B, C, and D. When the teacher asks you, say, I want you to do a translation of this cell phone. You're going to move the cell phone from here with the A, B, C, and D. You're going to bring it over here. The only thing you're doing, you're moving the phone from the original position and bringing it here. It comes with the A, B, C, and D. But because you move it from the original position, you have translated that to a different quadrant. But then the letter that are associated with that, it will not be the regular A. It will be A on the top, comma, B on the top, comma, C on the top, comma. That means that from the original stage of things, you move that whole thing to another stage, but the letter has changed in terms of recognition. When Diba is telling you that, look, the little tangible I'm seeing the president doing, it means that when we were growing up, the same ugly thing that were there, and we left that country, you see that the president had moved those ideas or things to some translation part of our development. It's the same thing, but it's changing little by little. That is the applicability of mathematics. Go do it for yourself. Look for translation. Go to Google and say, show me an object that demonstrates translation. It will show you that. And that's what Diva is talking about here. Things that were before, it moved and it changed faces. People often tell me, man, you can't library, I make a trust you. Even though I still challenge them. You come to library, I make trust you and your papa. Eh? When you go to Moravia, things that you used to see before, you can't see it. Let's look at Doe community, for example, because Doe community was the prior example that we all saw the before and how the president transformed. You see, the transformation word is actually coming from the mathematical word called translation. But because they are English people, everybody want to prefer their own words, so they took the mathematical term of translation and they said transformation. But it actually moving something from the original stage to something else, but it looked different. And that's what Diba is talking about here. And those are things that he based his reason. Now, when you ask the Joe Boakai people, why should Joe Boakai be president? They cannot even translate something. All they tell you, oh, the mega experience, the mega experience, the mega experience. And if somebody tell you that Romario, Zico, I don't know how many guys remember the way back Brazil player then not to mention the recent Ronaldinho then. Are you kidding me? No. It's the Barcelona, it's the Real Madrid, but the team continue to transform, to translate into different players for every generation. The Joe Boakai man cannot tell his supporter what he has done. The way Diba is explaining here right now, who can come anywhere and give you actual facts that define who Joe Boakai is? Nobody. Let's try to wrap it up.
That what he has achieved, given that you were maybe for a better lack of better word, you were his number one critic.
Exactly. He's development oriented. I mean, he has done extremely well.
So, what are you going to do now? I know how influential you were in the Rabba Center.
So you see how Diba defended himself? So what happened to the general now? The shifting gear now. Diba stated why he left, the root cause of why he left Liberty Party. He gave reason why he decided to support CDC, and he defended. Now they are going into the third phase now, and that is the strategy phase now, and that is what value is he bringing on the CDC team. He gave the reason why he's leaving, and he gave the reason why he's going, and as he arrived, he's looking at the strategy now as to what he is going to be doing. Let's listen to here, folks.
Senatorial ambition or senatorial bid. I mean, do we going to see the same kind of Diba in these elections?
In terms of campaigning?
Yeah.
I will be in the trenches. I'll be wherever he is. Tell him, door to door, Jehovah's Witness kind of, definitely. I started the process. I was in Grand Bassa with him. We went to the church. I owe him. So I'm going to do the same.
Okay, maybe let me ask my last question. What has he said to you, given that over the years you rejected him?
Well, he felt a little disenchanted from the beginning, but I explained things to him. I told him the reason why. And look, and he understood that. Look, I believe in my conviction. I don't flip-flop. I'm not the kind of person who will flip-flop. When I'm for you, I'm for you. That is why I've been in the opposition bloc for 18 years. Danishas, imagine that, 18 years. And I never flinched. I never flip-flop. 18 years of consistency.
That's a
Somebody can tell me anything.
That's a strong
yeah. Danishas, what you can tell me? 18 years of consistency. I was steadfast and resolute.
So I want to start ask, you've been in the opposition for 18 years.
Yes.
Now you've moved forward to support the administration.
Yes.
What is your assessment of the opposition as a whole? Do they appear to be a bunch of people who's ready to lead, or do they appear to be a bunch of people?
I was taught there is no strength in division. I didn't know how they're going to do it.
This guy is sound. This guy is sound, folks. Diba is sound. Yes. Like I told you guys, when people who play soccer come to a game of politics, they are very sound. This guy is using his football analytic. That is his football dribbling and imaginary skill, like the brother said right here. That's what he's doing right now. The question that I just asked of him about what does he make out of or of the opposition, and he said there is no strength. Why do you think there is no strength? Because there is no unity. The opposition team break down. In like brother who call it the team breakdown. That breakdown team. And that's why he explained it here. To test a man's understanding of things is to ask the requisite question, the required question. There will be no question that will ask Diba here that he will not understand. Because you know how he's discussing the issue? It is called football politics. He's using the discussion through the framework of football politics, and he's nailing it very good. He's nailing it very good. No strength. It's weak. That's what he just said. It's weak. He is using his football logic to discuss this thing. It's weak. Let's follow him again and listen.
It just shows how egocentricity these people are. Everyone is looking at their ego. And it will not work.
Yeah.
And Ambassador Boakai on one end believed that after serving 2 terms on Ellen Johnson, the previous administration, 12 years, and his vast years in government, probably approximately, I think, 40 or 50 years.
Man, I mean, he got no correct here, man. Yeah, man. I mean, you're not correct.
Experience to lead this country. Alexander Cummings, on the other end, feels that because he has his vast years of experience in corporate America.
Man, no, this guy is sound. I'm not gonna do. This guy is sound. This guy is sound. This guy is sound. I mean, he's hitting some of the points that you have heard me hitting on the platform here before. He is giving what we call a comparison analysis right now. But what is destroying the both of them is their ego. And I love the way he started with it. It is the ego. He brought the ego and just said it right on the top. And he said it is the ego. Take the ego, apply it to Joseph Boakai. He fucked up. Take that ego, apply it to Cummings. He fucked up. That is how James Diba is breaking this thing down. You see, Diba may not be an outspoken guy, but when you give him the platform to break things down, you see, our brain, left and right, one there is for creativities, the other is for logical thinking. Diba is blending the two. He's blending the two. And that's how he's breaking things down here. I mean, he's essentially teaching every one of us here. He's giving all an autopsy reason why he left the Liberty Party. And when he look at the opposition, based on the split, what does it do? He's giving all the strength. When he says it is weak, he's giving all the opposition strength, the weakness, the opportunity for improvement, and the threat it poses. And of course, they have more negative. That is the threat, and they are weak. And boy, does he want to be in there? Absolutely not. So that's it there, folks. Let's listen to him one more time, and then we'll have to move on, folks.
For Fortune 500 company, he believed that he should be the president.
Clash of ego.
Yeah. Too much ego. Too much ego.
Yes.
How are you going to rescue the people? How can you govern the people when you people are divided?
This is a good question. Look, I want to say a big thank you to James Sadinsa Diba. The conversation is over. The guy is just providing what I would describe as tangible, sustainable, tangible, reasonable in conclusion that I cannot go further. The man passed the class already. Let's just put it that way. He passed the class already. He can go out there now and be his own teacher out there. There is nothing that I can say that Diba had not said that align with what we stand for on this platform. So with that being said, Mr. Diba, I'd like to thank you very much for the time that you provided here for us. Thank you. I wish you all the best as you cross over to campaign for the CDC party. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. With that being said, folks, let's come to some of the weak people then that Diba mentioned about. We're going to template this thing on some of the weak things that Diba spoke about here. If you're just joining us here, folks, for the first time, this is J. Randy here. All right. And this is my page. If you want to subscribe with me, we are on YouTube. We just hit 10,000 viewers within the last 2 weeks, and we're still getting more. And we encourage you to pass our pages on to your friends. Follow up. You will get more of this that we're giving you here. We also look forward to your contribution. If you want to assist us in what we do, we have our stuff here. Let me just try to just sample that a little bit here. We don't sell certificate here, you know. The country we live in here, we don't sell certificate. So that is our cash app over there. Find us, send us anything. We are not in the business of selling certificate. We are not in the business of taking shortcut. So if you want to help us, there you go. That is our cash app. All right? So we just encourage you to do your best. We don't sell certificate, and we don't take shortcut. And you don't want to see J. Randy go or be on anything over there. So we don't sell certificate, we don't issue certificate. So we will not ask you to be a help for us. Now, let us now get into the real second part of the conversation here. And let's, of course, start with the president here. Henry Yangopa is just there laughing. Henry Yangopa, what are you laughing for? I want to answer certificate.
You gave me 6 year mandate. Now, give me my 6 years and see what I achieve. When you are not happy, when you go to the next election, you will decide what to do. The reason I'm saying this, we have a case study in this country. We know what happened. We wanted the president to go, but we did not know that it was going to affect us.
Yeah.
The next thing,
Were you a refugee camp?
we were in refugee camps.
Exactly. So
Our path to refugee camps is over.
it's over, yeah.
We are moving toward prosperity. Let us bear in mind that those little incidences must not take Liberians back to where we came from.
He's a peaceful man. That is the word from a peaceful man. Neither will you hear Joe Boakai. The last time Joe Boakai opened your mouth to talk, he was telling you that Bronskin told him not to create trouble in the town. Boakai is weak. And James Salinsa Deva is right. Let us now get into Joe Boakai here a little bit. Let's get into Joe Boakai. Joseph Boakai, don't let him lie to you. When Joseph Boakai, don't let him lie to you here. This election is about electing people with experience, but most especially when it comes to Joe Boakai, a man who believes that he has 45 years of public service experience, but told you in 2017 that he was parked, or he was a race car that was parked in the garage. That was a lie. And here is how we disprove that. We begin by looking at Joseph Boakai's career. In how much you're taking a good look at this and you're reading it with understanding. Thank God for your human intelligence. For the sake of time, I will not allow each of you guys to read it loud to yourself because there's only one person presenting. But I look forward to your comment. Joseph Boakai is a politician, a former public servant that cannot remember that he did something because he did not do nothing. But we will let you know because we remember. We have the documentation that shows that Joseph Boakai participated in different roles as a public servant. There is nothing that is not true about Joe Boakai not working in public service. He did work in public service, but what he was not able to accomplish are the things that will tell you. He became a massive failure. As you can see, between 1973 and 1980, William R. Talbot appointed Joe Boakai as resident manager for LPMC. Joe Boakai will never get up one day to tell you about what he accomplished in that role. Have you guys ever heard Joe Boakai telling you about what he had accomplished? The answer is no. Joe Boakai has never been able to tell you what he accomplished in that role. By 1980 to 1982, Samuel Canyon Doe assisted Joe Boakai and elevated him because he never knew who Joe Boakai was, and elevated him to managing director. That is, they promoted him from manager to director. Because by succession or incremental order, you leave from supervisor, you go to manager, from manager you go to director. Though elevated Joe Boakai. But when you listen to Joe Boakai speak today, I see people supporting Joe Boakai, you ask them, tell me what Joe Boakai has done. They cannot even explain what Joe Boakai did in 1973 to 1980. Neither can they tell you what he did between 1980 to 1982. 1982. You know what that tells me? That Joe Boakai is a very incompetent politician that is just empty. Absolutely nothing. Now, what happened between 1983 to 1985? Don't try again and help Joe Boakai and say, let me try you at the Ministry of Agriculture. Joe Boakai is telling you that he wants to be president, and he sees himself as an agriculture specialist, a tycoon in the business of agriculture. But now one plan, now one vision, now one achievement, nothing that Joe Boakai can show to you. When you listen to Joe Boakai stand on any platform to talk about what he has accomplished, he will never tell you that he accomplished anything as far as the agricultural sector goes. It is the man that Liberians are running behind when he cannot even tell you what he did while he was at the Ministry of Agriculture or the LPMC. If Joe Boakai cannot tell you what he did, what make you think that the president Joe Boakai looking for, he will be anything better? Absolutely nothing. Listen to Joe Boakai talking right here and hear and see whether you hear anything from him.
What bearing it has on the economy and your life? And that's because we've dealt with it before. We've worked before.
Yeah, he just giving you a blanket talk. We worked with you before, we did this. But when you listen to Diba trying to give reason why he joined the CDC party, he giving you specific reason. When you listen to Joe Boakai telling you we did this, you know what I want you to remind yourself of? Look at this thing here. And you should be asking yourself, but when Joe Boakai say we did this, how can Joe Boakai cannot say, you know what, between 1973 and 1980, I did X, Y, and Z? Joseph Boakai will not be able to give any detail of the various positions he held because he performed poorly. Now, when you look at Joe Boakai, Honor Ellen, and when Joe Boakai tell you say he was parked as an old car, don't believe the picture because he's very, very dishonest to the Liberian people, especially the first time and younger generation. Joe Boakai, Honor Ellen, he held this position and responsibility. Joseph Boakai was the 29th Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. He served in that capacity from 2006 to 2018. 12 years. And you know what he was doing? Joe Boakai served on the plenary of the Liberian Senate. All the bogus deal, Joe Boakai was part of it. He set the table, he set the tune. But do you know what he also did? Joe Boakai was also supervising in various capacity. For example, Joe Boakai provided supervision over the Liberian National Lotteries. What did he do that he's not telling his supporter today? What did he do? What my man V often kind to support Joe Boakai. V, this is a buffet here for you and Joe Boakai. And I will challenge you here, my friend. You can either come to Joe Boakai individual role, what he did in each of these positions, and give us specific reason, or you can come into Joe Boakai, roll with Ellen for 12 years, and better tell us what he did, maybe when you were providing supervision at the Liberia National Libraries, or if that one is too difficult for you and your people who are support Joe Boakai, what did he do for the Liberia Marketing Association? Or if that one is hard, let me hear you and Joe Boakai supporters, every one of you guys, the Liberian Agency for Community Empowerment. What did he do for Lace? Or maybe the resettlement, at least that one. How many people saw Joe Boakai then trucking people, they trucking there? How many people did Joe Boakai truck from around the border to bring them back in the supervisory role he played? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And these are questions that we will be asking Joe Boakai for. But you know what? There are certain people that know that Joe Boakai is not fit to be anything in our country. Let's listen to the young people here, folks.
To sit back as youngsters today and we listen to the old folks keep telling us they're fighting for our future. Wish you've been fighting since 1845 till now. You can give our future. When will you deliver my future to me?
We need the rest. Boy, Asian now, so in the rest, we need younger person here.
That guy don't lie.
Yeah, we need the rest.
This guy you watching here, he's not wrong. Joe Boakai is aging. The man who said he want to be president, his age has a serious effect on him. Listen here.
Short interaction, 5 minutes review between the Senate bearer and the press. And at the end of the Senate bearer's speech or interaction, there will be 3 questions from the press. Thank you, Mr. President.
You listen to that girl? She just told the journalist behind the camera that we have a brief interaction with Joe Boakai. And after the interaction, we will only take 3 questions, and the girl turn over the mic and the platform to Joe Boakai. You will imagine that Boakai will immediately begin to address the situation. But you will be wrong. Listen, when that boss said he too old, he need to rest. Listen, you think that Joe Boakai going to speak? Listen.
And again, it is about the trip, sir, your impression and what you think.
Why should somebody put words in the mouth of a man who got 45-year experience in his individual role and then 12 years with Ellen, and you allow a baby, a good-for-nothing guy, to come and tell you, you see how humiliating the video is? This is the man who said he wanted to be president. The girl stood right over there and said, the man called Joe Boakai is going to interact with you guys. And we'll only take 3 questions. And she turns the mic over to him. Joe Boakai became completely confused. And then you got another blood-sucking guy who come out and want to explain to Joe Boakai. But Joe Boakai, he said, is so confused. He said he's so confused. Let's listen to the drama here.
Like when people need to know how to rest. No, not statement. So what is it? You're just giving them your impression about the trip.
Can you imagine that disgrace? Can you imagine that disgrace? Can you imagine that disgrace? Now you see why this platform is so unique. That is what we do here. We present you the analytics. We gave you the video evidence. Yeah, Joe Boakai over there. The girl said, we're going to do this. The man is completely confused. That's the man you want can't give power to come to UN to go to other function. So somebody can come and be telling, oh, and you know, or the other president here, the Ghanaian president come to speak. But what you want me to say? Well, just go over there and just go tell. That is what the guy will fuck that country up. Let me tell you right now. But God in heaven know that it will not work. You see Joseph Boakai, he cannot even answer question. It will be a curse. It will be a calamity. It will be a disaster. This man is completely incompetent. He's completely incompetent. Let's go back to the other video. Let's go back to the other video. We'll come back to the video here. Let's go back to the other video.
The notion code carried around that Waka can be the best. I think my man, that is wrong.
You are absolutely right. The notion that people think that Boakai is the best, that guy is right. Because when you listen to Joe Boakai and Mo Ali, does they think look like somebody who is the best? Does they think look like somebody who is the best? Look, listen to the man.
What you think that when people need your money, you're not still necessary. What is it? You're just giving them your impression about the trip, and then they ask.
Is that the best there? I don't want to see the worst. If that's what they call the best, I don't want to see the worst.
The rest.
The problem I have with Boakai, I have two problems with him. One,
The rest.
what is affecting Boakai? You see that two things.
Tell me.
Two things have no key. When you crack it have no key. When you crack it, no key. The second one is age. When you are old, you don't say that to be young again. No.
I tell you.
When old, you old. Until you get going on the ground.
Yeah, the rest.
The second problem I have with Boakai, the squander opportunity.
Of course.
Past 12 years.
You're right.
My people, for the past 12 years.
12 years.
The rest. Boy, Asian now.
And not only the Boakai sound, all you know, because the political time people say Boakai do this, Boakai do that. But look at the level of Badana Jue.
The rest. He should be retired by now. He should be retired by now. His age is not, I will tell you for sure, for his age, he will be controlled by people who are pushing him to become the standard bearer of the seed people.
This guy is right. This guy is right. He's on the money. This guy is right. He's on the money. People are pushing Joe Boakai, and the video here say it all. When you listen to what the guy say, listen. When you listen to what the guy say, don't you see the reality in that guy thought? Of course, that Boakai will not be anything. Let's go back to the guy again and keep the consistency flowing here. Let's bring the brother back and let him make that analysis for us again. All right? Let's bring that brother back. Brother, come back here.
Boakai do this, Boakai do that.
Not the brother here.
But look at the level of Badana Jue.
The rest. He should be retired by now.
This is the guy I want you to listen to, and then right after that, we're going back because we're going to solidify, we're going to verify what the guy is about to say, and you are going to see it happening right before your eyes here about Joe Boakai. Listen to this guy.
He should be retired by now. His age is not, I will tell you for sure, for his age, he will be controlled by people who are pushing him to become the standard bearer of the seed people.
Let me hold the guy right there. Pushing him because of his age. Don't you see the reality right here, folks?
Questions from the press.
You're going to see the pushing because of his age. Listen.
And again, it is about the trip, sir, your impression, and
that's it right there. That's it right there. This is the revelation we are making on the platform here. All the guy croak the Stanton Witherspoon. You want him to take charge of advising Joe Boakai? That guy will sell all the graveyard in that town. He will issue certificate to all the graveyard your man they bury them in, your party they bury them in, for him to get more money. Before I will even say the government institution. Because you are looking at a man called Boakai that don't know when daylight is here and even nightlight. The man listened to that girl trying to tell the people what he's going to do, and he cannot even articulate one sentence out of his mouth. Mo Ali tried to help him up, and he right there in the face of the camera and asking the man, what you want me to do? If that man don't know what he wants to do, what make you think he able to do the thing that the people want him to do? Just start playing here, folks. We are doing well on the platform. If the Liberian people who going to vote for Joe Boakai, those who going to even think about voting for Boakai, something fundamentally wrong with that with a group of people. Yes. Because Boakai, in my opinion, is completely done with public service. There's nothing Boakai bringing to the table to change anything. When you listen to Mo Ali trying to help Boakai understand, like somebody helping your child or their child to say something, this guy called Boakai is completely done. What my boy V at? V, do you feel proud or V not run away? I think he's going to the man Prophet Key. Do you feel proud to listen to the conversation that is taking place between Joe Boakai and Mo Ali in the presence of a camera? Imagine Joe Boakai go to the UN to go speak, and then they call his name, Joseph Boakai. Then he turn around and look at Mo Ali. What you want me to say? Oh, just go and just tell the people that Liberia doing well. You know what type of humiliation that Joseph Boakai will bring? My fellow Liberian, read under my finger here. You see my finger here? Let's start to read here. Joseph Boakai is an unexpired or uninspired politician with no vision for himself. Let me add that one there. And no vision for the people of Liberia. The pap is fucked up. Let's listen to him.
What you think that when people need to know how restitution? No, not statement. So what is it? He just giving
He
them
don't
the
even
impression.
know what to say. How many of these guys in Liberia playing the thing here? They think people just put it on the big bill. Who's sponsoring the opposition? I mean, the CDC or Arizona Community. Who's sponsoring the publicity? If I were in Liberia, we will put the thing on the big billboard and say, yo, look at the man who you call you want to be president. He don't even know how to even strike a conversation. If that man cannot even explain what he saw in bombing, aren't you now convinced that the job that he did in the past, he did not learn anything on the job? That's exactly what Joe Boakai telling you here. That man claimed to have 45-year experience. But he's so backward, he's so lack of knowledge, he's not in touch that he cannot even answer this simple question. He there asking Mo Ali, and Mo Ali that somebody to come be giving Joe Boakai advice. Even the chicken there in Liberia will not set up for Joe Boakai being president. Before I will even talk about the cow. This old man is nothing but a disgrace. You can't see the embarrassment here today. Let's roll the tape again.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And again, it is about the trip, sir, your impression and what you think that when people need to know how restitution. No, not statement. So what is it? What? He just giving them your impression.
All right, guys, let's be honest here. Let's go back from the beginning and listen to what the guy said and put ourselves in Joe Boakai's shoe. Let's go back here again.
It will be a very short interaction, 5 minutes review between the Senate bearer and the press. And at the end of the Senate bearer's speech or interaction, there will be 3 questions from the press. Thank you, Mr. President.
What did she say? There will be a brief interaction with the VP, the standard bearer, and then we'll only take 3 questions. What is so difficult about the brief interaction? You travel from Monrovia to Burma. You went out there, you say you got a farm. You went out there, you said the president got problem, and then the people set you down to give a brief report about what you saw.
And the pape cannot understand. The pape brain is fucked up right now. Let me tell you right now, that brain fucked up. Let's listen to him again, folks.
And
He's
again,
confused.
it is about the trip, sir, your impression and what you think.
I think Mo Ali just need to be the press man. He need to be the press man to ask the question. Because you see, Mo Ali now is just prepping the old man. Oh, you know what? Tell them about your impression. If there's somebody going on the test, say, oh yeah, my man, question number 1, the answer that C, the answer that B. What are you going to do on that test when somebody already give you the answer? That is what they're doing to this old man. The old man, he is fucked up right now. Listen to the conversation here, folks.
When people need to know about
Look at that.
you're not statement.
You don't know
You
what
just
to
giving them
say.
your impression about the trip, and then they ask you.
You don't know what to say, Joe Boakai. Shame on this old man. That why when you see him speaking that day, he got no clue about what he's talking about.
God gave hope. You,
Don't listen to this here. Everything Joe Boakai saying that those people that telling you to say, he ain't got no words in your own mouth. Nothing. That is why Joe Boakai cannot articulate anything that he and Ellen did. Because he want for Ellen to come and stand next to him and tell you, Joe, we did this. Then you say, yeah, my Ellen say we did this. Joe, yeah, we did this. That's how incompetent Joseph Boakai is. This man got no understanding of leadership. Joe Boakai is only good for appointment. Appoint him somewhere. Now all Joe Boakai is good for. He got nothing to say. Absolutely nothing. You want to be president, somebody ask you a simple question about your trip and you cannot answer the question. That is very sad. You know why? Let's come to the president of the Republic of Liberia. All right? Let's come to the president of the Republic of Liberia. Because this guy right here,
The rest.
this guy right
His
here,
age. The rest. He should be retired by now.
yes, this guy right here, he nailed and sealed everything. These guys in the particular video, they are completely dismantling Joseph Boakai's mental and physical health and his incapacitated self of not being able to do anything by himself or for himself. That is what the video is all about. The one you saw yesterday with the ladies, they are describing Joe Boakai's incompetence of not being able to do anything. Just what the guy is saying is exactly what the good-for-nothing guy behind Joe Boakai are planning to do. Let's listen to this guy here. Very, very.
He should be retired by now. His age is not. I will tell you for sure. For his age, he will be controlled by people who are pushing him to become the standard bearer of the CPP. The rest. There are some greedy politicians who have been in power before who want to come back to power. This is what I see. He's too old. I need to rest.
There you go, rest for true. He need to rest. He need to rest. And we rest it right there for him. He need to rest. The old man is very, very incompetent. He don't understand nothing about politics. There's nothing. When you look at Joe Boakai here, all right? Joe Boakai served in a different position here. Take a look at the position. What did he do in his role? Nothing. Nothing. You bring him back in an individual role, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So let us now transition to the next phase. There you go, Joe Boakai. That's all he did. Enjoy. This is a man who said it's quite an opportunity. This is how they treated the Liberian people here in Ellen. This is what they did to the Liberian people here in Ellen. All right? Somebody told me that Joe Boakai was part of the thing. They all have to fuck over. I'm not too sure Joe Boakai was part of the Samuel Kanyando thing, but that's something that you need to verify. I trust it, but I'm looking out to you guys. Somebody saying the person that's standing behind doing that Boakai that they all have to mess up. I don't think so, but I want you guys to verify that. All right? So let me progress. Now let's come to Mr. Weir here. All right? You listen to Gene Salinsa making the case this evening for Mr. Weir. All right? So let's come to Mr. Weir here and see what Mr. Weir has done. All right? From the day he became
known to Liberia. He has been doing well individually. So let's see what he has done here. Another individual contribution on the domestic front here. Joseph Boakai said he served in different capacity, but he can show nothing. But here is the most important question that I want Liberians to think about tonight. George Weah was asked, or the people were asked, who is the best president that uplifted or is trying to uplift the Liberian people? So the question came out and said, which president of Liberia did their best to uplift Liberia and its people out of poverty? This is a question that was generated based on popular participation. It said Liberia has had many presidents and each has contributed to the country development in their own way. However, one of the most recent presidents who has made significant strides in lifting Liberia and its people out of poverty is George Weah. I'm not the one that wrote this thing here. Like I always said, take the question, put it into Google. It will come up with this report and more of that. So we are now convinced and understand that Mr. Weah is the president that is lifting Liberia and its people out of poverty gradually. And that's why he's asking for another 6 years. A further read, in 2022, President Weah launched an ambitious accelerated community development program. And what was the purpose of that program? Well, to help Liberians climb out of poverty. Why it is true that some of these blood-sucking, good-for-nothing society drop off, criminal there in America here, going on the airway and using the airway for no good reason, rather than looking at where the people were. This president is trying to help Liberians climb out of poverty, improve their living condition or standards, live a healthier life and longer life while reducing gross inequality. That is a work that one person can do within less than 6 years. I never read about this thing until I found it out. And you know what the president is doing? He is focused on poor people with limited access to basic social services and infrastructure in the rural and urban areas. Right now, as the president looks toward election, he is also negotiating for $100 million for the first 3 years between 2022 to 2025. And the UN is in support of that. Because the president is targeting development that will secure financial need to lift Liberia out of poverty by the year 2030. What does Joseph Boakai have for the people? Joseph Boakai got no message for the people. He has no message for the people. But when he take to the airway, nothing he talk about. But
that leadership must be conscious of the need.
Listen to here. The man have become a complete lecture man. You know, in Liberia, we have people who call lecture man. The man is not a vision-oriented person. He's not a goal-driven person. Joseph Boakai is just a regular lecture man. You know, back in the day, we also used to have guys in who would just come and just lecture about the football game. When that man would come when he finished lecturing you. But back in the day, we say the man cannot even keep one line. There are some guys back in our days when the man come, what we say on the tree, the man, you come, my man. Damn it, when I got put up, but I got break that boy, he chest that boy, he pass it around, he turn it around, my man. When the other man king, he just get the man bevel. They pop up between the man leg. When he want to go to the other man king, get the man halfway. That exactly who Joe Boakai is. There is absolutely nothing Joe Boakai is saying to the Liberian people, but nothing but sour lecture. The man cannot even defend his record. He cannot defend Ellen record. What is he talking about now that people should believe that he should be president? Let's listen to the man for a few seconds.
Of the people.
Listen to him for a few
If
seconds.
that leadership is not conscious, it's all they're talking about chartering planes, going around, singing.
He always talk about other people, but he cannot talk about himself. No wonder why Mo Ali was asking him to say things. Because Joe Boakai is not, he's a wheelchair man. People who in wheelchair can always have for somebody to push them. Joe Boakai is a wheelchair politician. We'll leave it as that. We are pressed with time here. So let us come now to the president here and just listen to a few things he has to say so that we can get the ball rolling here for the president. All right? So let's bring the president on here.
Thank you. May their soul rest in perfect peace, and may light perpetual shine upon them.
If you see,
Whether
I mean, Yango, I come to dream. Yango, I come to dream. I let you so Yango, I come to close my camera up because you can't be looking behind me here. So this message go to my man Yango. Yango, I'm going to turn the camera off. I need to drink small something. So please, Yango, just focus on the president speaking. I'll be focusing too. So, but I'm going to turn the camera off. All right, Yango.
and members of the cabinet, Honorable Snow,
Are you there, Yango?
our visiting guest, Mr. Chairman, our elders, the first-time voters, visiting guests, including opposition's supporters, members of the Folk Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to first of all say to you, people of Bapolu, in my back you have two sons. I came here in 2017 and then I joined there. I'm the third son. Yes, I'm your president, but before we go further, I will say to you that you should make the choice of Africa and Zina Noma. And then I'll ask you, because everyone spoke, your elder spoke, they're thanking me for what I achieved here in Bapolu. But I want to say thank you, because when I came to you, I was nobody. You make me somebody. I came to you according to, I was just a mere footballer. What footballer can do for you? But you said, let us try the footballer. You tried me. Today, you can see the unprecedented development from the footballer Kennedy that you brought on board. Now the president of the Republic of Liberia, simply because of you, I'm called President. And I want to thank you. I want to thank your parents that at some point, a lot of our family was upset, angry, because they all thought that their children were leading into a destiny that had no future. But I'm happy that the parents now understand that those children that they drove away from their homes, today some of them are ministers, they are mayors, and directors in this government. But I'm glad because our parents understand now our quest
for leadership. Fix our country. What has been spoiled for these long years. Liberia is 176 years old since independence. Today you can see in the 5 years we are building our country, stabilizing our economy. We can boast today that we have free education in our school and in our country. We can boast. Our problems, they said to us in our generation that we need to prepare ourselves, but they did not give us the opportunity to have free school. And we in our era, we are saying to you, prepare yourself for the future. That's why we give you free education.
You hear that, folks? You hear that? You hear that? I often say on the show, and many times when I speak to people, it is always a good practice to always listen or read or watch something over and over. Did you hear what the president just said? The reason for free education is for Liberians to make use of that opportunity. Because you never know when that particular day of opportunity will come, and the basic thing that he's providing now, if you don't make use of it, you will regret it. It's not what Joe Boakai is saying. Joe Boakai did not tell anybody so far in the campaign that what he and Ellen did for the educational sector or the health sector that gave Liberian the opportunity. When you see the young people then that I see as sedition going to Unity Party activities, Ellen and Boakai cannot say anything positive about those young people because they never provided anything for them. When you listen to the president telling you, make use of the little opportunity that we are providing, that is one of the key message or central thing in his message, and that is applicable to his accomplishment for the 6 years he has served by providing free education. And he's supporting that because it's out there. When you ask many Liberians, is it true that they got free school? Yeah, the people got free school. They admit to that. So that justifies what the president is saying here.
No one will tag you like they tag me. You heard, everyone is not educated simply because I struggle to go to school.
You hear that, folks? You hear that? And this is where I will come in when I often say if the president does the right thing, I will praise him. And if he goes out of the way and do something wrong, I will criticize him. When you hear the president say, I became a victim, like I often said, the failed policy from 1847, every one of us became victim of the ill policy. Our grandparents, our parents today who are across the different counties in Liberia that were born whether between 1964, whether between 1930 to 1964, today that are still alive, and those that went to the great beyond, may their soul rest in peace, that never acquired any education, is because the system affected them. And those of us who came later on, we became casualty of that disenfranchised policy they had in place. That is why today when you look across the 15 counties, most of the older population cannot read or write. And that is why the president is saying, my education plan that I gave, I don't want you to go through what I have been through. So make use of the education that we have. Is it getting better? Of course. What can we do to make it better? You have to support my second term. That's exactly what the president is saying here. He experienced something bad, but he doesn't want it to happen to other people.
But today, they will not say that to you. And that's why we're preparing you.
Because they never did it in the past. And I think the president, anyway, is good to be general. But if I were the president, I would be specific. I would say in general, but I would specifically laser focus that on Joe Boakai. Joe Boakai and Ellen were here for 12 years. What can he say what I'm saying here for the 12 years in regards to you guys? Because it was nothing that was done. I see you guys. I see the educational struggle you're going through. He didn't change anything. He and Ellen, they didn't change anything. That's exactly what the president should be saying here.
Let us not confuse ourselves. The reason we follow people is because of the good things that they achieve and they have done.
That's true.
This government have done much.
Yep.
You voted for us, but we didn't do anything for you.
There you go.
Today, we have done half of what we promised you. Remember when I came here, I told you, if you elect me, I will build an institution, I will connect our country to our neighboring country. You can see, I kept my promise. Now, those people that were there, they didn't do anything, you gave them 12 years. You gave me 6 years. I've done more than those people that had 12 years.
There you go.
Don't you think, our friends and family, don't you think to compare the government, their government and our government, don't you think it's fair enough to give me another 6 years so you can compare the 12 plus 12? It's a simple mathematics.
Yeah.
Today, everyone that we know, our friends that work with the previous government, those super ministers that are making $50,000, some of them 20. Yesterday they're angry because those that are left in our government, they're not making the 20, 50,000 no more.
That's true.
It's simply because we harmonize salary so we can pay for the school fees, we can pay the free schools. Because if a driver driving a Mercedes car and he's paid $1,000, and another driver driving a Pontiac and they pay $5,000, it is unfair.
But Joseph Boakai then would not explain nothing then in the way the president explained it, because he's a con artist. This is a man who sells Billy Goat, a sick one to a fuller businessman. He's not going to be honest with what you hear in the president say. So the president is on message, in my opinion. His deliverables are clear to be seen. He harmonized the salary because there were people who were making more and they didn't deserve that, and that money got to be refunded. Let me tell you guys one thing here before I end the show here tonight. Do you know, and with all due respect to the president, let me just try to make myself big here a little bit here. All right? Let me just try to make myself a little bit bigger here. All right? Let me just try to make myself a little bit bigger here. Do you know that the taxes that we pay in this country called America, and I believe those of you in Europe, Asia, when you pay your taxes to the United States government through your paycheck and to your local state, that money go into the revenue. The United States government take that money, they give it to life insurance company, they give it to the hospital, they give it to research institution, and they give it to banks. And then you go buy and go take that very loan from the bank, or you pay on your medical card for prescription or other medical services. The money the insurance company make at the end of the year, they give some back to the federal government. You that pay the taxes, when you pay for your partial or how they call it, your down payment, whether it's on your insurance premium, how much you pay, all that money going back to the government. The government use the money to meet other obligations, including the lottery we play in this country here that is used to help and uplift other community. Joseph Boakai and Ellen were there for 12 years. The revenue they collected, where do you see any improvement? The president said, we are not making enough money. Those who making plenty money, let's cut their salary and try to make adjustment in other places to what? To take the burden of parents so they can send their children to school. Ellen was there for 12 years. How many teachers did Ellen train? Some of you guys will come out and tell me, say, oh, Randy, you know what? The president made the school free, but there's no qualified teacher. Really? The man just been there for 5.5 years. Somebody was there for 12 years. Show me the data. Show me the statistics that Ellen brought teacher, trainer, and they were so qualified, and we are can destroy it. Joseph Boakai and Ellen left the educational system and other places messed up. The president is taking a strategic approach. Reduce the school fee. Let the children be in school. Phase 2, we're going to find qualified teachers and try to make the salary attractive. And then you get people that Joe Boakai them passing around and want to come tell you guys something here. We who became victim of the 1980 educational system, Joe, we are who became victim of the same system. Why other people cannot throw blame on the past? But you see, Joseph Boakai is a guy who don't believe in helping people. That's who he is. So let's listen here, and then we'll call you a day.
If a minister that's sitting in his office, he's a minister, it's the same title. If he can make 20,000 and another minister making 3,000, it's unfair. When we came, we said no. Ministers will make the same salary. Driver will make the same salary. That's what we did. And this is the success story you see today. But they will tell you, oh, they cut the people's salary down. No, they even cut my salary down. They harmonized my salary. Because when I was making my speech at the legislature, I said, cut my salary 25%. I didn't know that they were going to do harmonization. So when they cut 25%, when they decide to harmonize, I asked them, so me when cut 25%, I say, oh, harmonize me too? They say yes. So you see, so it affected me. Even though I cut 25% of my salary before, and when the harmonizing, of course, I had to pay that price for you to have a free school and to have some benefits. But what I want to say to you.
So let me hold the president there. I just want to make this clear. We often ask about identifying the problem, finding solution, and the direction of the country. You listen to the president giving you guys a vivid clarity on why the salary harmonization came about. What are some of the clarities? We cut down, or we trim, or we haircut the salary, including myself. That money was taken to improve the educational system by reducing burden on parents to be able to send their children to school free of charge. That is why we cut that salary. I decided to focus on the education because myself and many Liberians became victims. That's what he was saying. How possible is it that this minister is riding this car, the other minister riding that other car? We had to level things out. And he did it for the purpose of creating some equality. That is why when you read what it says here about the president, let's read this here. It said the program will focus on poor people with limited access to basic social services and infrastructure in the rural and urban area. The president is trying to lift people out of poverty. When you are lifting people out of poverty, you are essentially providing programs that will help them.
We inherited people that even work in that 12 years. In their life, those people some of them make 20,000, 15,000.
Yep.
They never build a kitchen.
Yep.
People work with us, they make 2,000, but most of them get homes. And they tell you that, oh, the person, he built a house, he corrupt. If you make $2,000 a month, and you get 12 months in a year, if you time that, it's how much? It's $24,000. Now, if you times that $24,000 times 5, it's 120,000. And that 120,000 can even pay you a luxury home. You can pay a luxury home for 75,000 and keep the rest. But in the time they did not do it.
Nope.
People working around today, they're paying their own homes, even though they're making 3,000, 2,000. And that's what you call growth.
Yeah.
In their life, they make the money, but all they do that from nightclub the day, so you can see no trace. I inherited officers from that government. All of the officers today with me, they get their own homes.
Yeah.
So you see, because if you're not successful, the people with you, they'll not be successful.
That's true.
People stay 40 years, 60 years in government.
Nothing they do. Nothing
They got
they
all the positions, from minister to vice president. And they don't achieve anything. They come today and they tell you that they are rescuer. Let us not joke.
Rescue away.
We
rescue
are on the right trajectory, young people. This is our time. Let us seize the moment.
Exactly.
You see me every time I speak to you, I'm practical. These are the things you see in people. People that believe that they are leaders, but in their life, they cannot show 2 persons that have been successful.
Yep.
I can show you thousands of them. You are not making a mistake to support Bakubel. People of Babulu, I came here, you did not ask me to build a hospital for you.
Yep. That's a tangible.
I went to the United Arab Emirates, and my good friend, my former president, the one that played for his team, Al Jazeera,
and Dibaje mentioned that
he asked me, what do you need? I told him we have issues. We need hospital. We sat there. But as soon as he said yes, I said, but then going to Bapolo.
There you go.
Simply because in this area, we need a hospital that can cater to the people from Bombay County, people from Lofa, right in the corner there, and yet. So don't let them tell you otherwise. When I said I will be in the 14 military hospital, people said I don't know what I'm doing, I don't have sense. But you see, I did not listen to them. I built a hospital. But coronavirus is a hospital that says, you see, if I'm going to tell you I don't mind, I'm a prophet, you'll believe me. But you see, I'm not a prophet. I just anticipated to build a hospital just in case something happened.
Yep.
Did I know that there was going to be coronavirus? No. Because we don't have these things in our country, so we want to do everything to put them there. Yep. So when we finish with our 2 terms, we leave a legacy, the next person that comes in will not be focusing on hospital.
Let me hold the president there, and that is so true. And with that being said, guys, I would like to say a big thank you to every one of you guys. Thank you, guys. The president today was on point. He was on message. He had been on message. All I ask are those who are in the forefront of this campaign, from the talk show hosts to other Liberians out there, always use the information, the data you have for this president to make the case. Anywhere you go, look at the data, speak to the data, provide physical landmark description. As you listen to June Diba explaining reason why he left and what brought him to the CDC party. As for Joseph Boakai, challenge his follower. He works between 1970 to 1973 or 1973 to 1980, from 1982 to 1985, 92, 12 years with Ellen. He had responsibility that included supervisory role. And when you listen to Joe Boakai speak, nothing he talk about that relate or translate to what he has done. But the president today, he identified the issue that he recommended to the Liberian people why he should be elected, and he to that problem. When you hear the president telling you that the reason I try to make public school affordable for all, that's the problem there, because it was not affordable for everyone back in the days, especially during the early time. But when you hear him say, I make it affordable so that you can have the choice to go to school and don't end up like me. The direction the president was going in or he went through, it was the wrong direction. When he said go to school so that you can end up like me who became victim of the system, he changed in the direction. And that is why on the platform, we said there are three things that we'll be looking for in this election. One, identify the issue. Two, discuss the solution. Three, define the direction. There are agriculture issue, education, health, the environment, the security. When you listen to Joe Boakai, what did he and Ellen do in terms of solving those issues? Whether it was education, health, the environment, security, infrastructure. What did they do to find a solution to the problem and change the direction? Joseph Boakai is yet to tell you guys. Until then, I'd like to say a big thank you. Tomorrow evening, I'm off. I won't be here tomorrow evening. If everything goes well on Thursday, I might or I might not. But I can guarantee you by God's grace, we will be here Friday evening to have a very good show. Now, as the election month draw nearer, and as we discuss each of the candidates, we have tried very hard to make sure that you understand what your brother and sister supposed to be understanding back home. That this election should be about the issue, the solution, and the direction. And it should come through the central message. President Weah's central message after he discussed the issue, he is challenging the government. The past Joseph Boakai government. He challenging Joseph Boakai and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and said, y'all give for 12 years. Liberian people, you're getting 12 years. Liberian people, you're giving me my 12 years. Let's sit down and compare and contrast. That is one of his central message. We have done this thing, but give her another 6 years. And let's see what will happen. When the president reduced salary to put people into public school for free, that is the solution to his central message. Because before that time, or his time, it was never like that. So God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much. Share the video, hit the page. This is a platform where we discuss, we bring the issue, we analyze it, we discuss it, and then we give it back to you. And your role is to share the video here. Share the video continuously. Tell your brothers and sisters, listen to Randy. He's doing extremely well. Don't make that mistake. What I'm taking away from tonight's discussion, if the opportunity is given to you, don't abuse it. Don't overlook it. The president said, I provide free school for you guys. Anybody who there, make use of that opportunity. Because one day, you will regret why you never made use of that opportunity. Because your age is increasing. It's not decreasing. And your age is inversely proportional to your health and your brain. You see what happened to Joe Boakai over there, right? I rest my case. Until next time, God bless you guys. Good night and bye.